Hello, good evening all. Please confirm you can hear me clearly.
Good evening, sir.
We can hear you, sir. We can hear you, sir.
Moses. Please,
Good
can
evening,
we
sir.
mute? Thank you. The Zoom user, please, can we mute? All right. We'll take the class from where we stopped last week. Last week, we started discussion on foreign exchange risk management. What is foreign exchange? Why is this topic so important to us as accountants? We explained that the world is a global village. We are so close to each other in the world. Countries transact business with one another. Nigerians transact business with other countries. Other countries transact business with Nigeria. Individual country has its own currency. Nigerian currency is Naira. Ghana currency is cedis. South Africa currency is rand. And the currency value is not the same. 1 Naira is not equal to 1 cedi. 1 Naira is not equal to $1. For this reason, there is need to have exchange rates, rates at which one currency can exchange for another currency. We explained this last week, that exchange rate is the rate at which one country currency exchange for another country currency. We explained the type of exchange rate quotation. How you can quote exchange rates. You have direct quotes and indirect quotes. Direct quote is where exchange rate is stated in terms of number of local currency that can exchange for 1 unit of foreign currency. The number of local currency per 1 foreign currency, that is direct quote. Indirect quotes, the opposite of direct quote. That is the number of foreign currency that can exchange for 1 unit of local currency. That is foreign currency per 1 local currency. That is indirect quote. We explain this. We discuss the rules for buying and selling foreign currency. You have the bid price. You have the offer price. Your bid price is the buying price. The offer price is the selling price. We now discuss the rules that govern buying and selling of foreign currency. Don't forget these rules. There must be a buyer. There must be a seller. When the customer is buying, bank will sell. In that case, customer is the buyer, bank is the seller. When the customer is selling, bank will buy. In that case, customer is the seller, bank is the buyer. In a direct the bank will buy at a low rate, as a high exchange rate. If you are giving direct quotes and the bank wants to buy, the bank will buy at a low exchange rate. If the bank wants to sell, the bank will sell at a high exchange rate. If you are giving indirect quotes at the low rate, we discussed this last week. We discussed the terms and terminology. You have spot rates, you have forward rates, you have cross rates. We discussed currency appreciation and currency depreciation. We now look at the theories of exchange rate determination. Terms. 4 theories that consistently provide explanation for changes in exchange rates. What are these theories? We have the purchasing power parity theory. The purchasing power parity theory. This is based on inflation. We have the interest rate parity theory. This is based on interest rates. We have the Fisher's theory. This is based on both interest rates and inflation rates. We have the expectation theory. The market expectation about a country currency. Please confirm you can hear me clearly. Please, can you reconfirm you can hear me clearly?
We can hear you, sir.
All right, let's go
We can
on.
hear you.
Better check your network. We discussed the 4th theory. We now look at foreign currency risk. That is the risk of adverse movement in exchange rates over a credit period. Foreign currency risk is the risk of adverse movement in exchange rates over a credit period. This can affect exporters and importers. We explained that foreign currency risk can be classified into three. You have the transaction risk, you have the translation risk, and you have the economic risk. This was discussed last week. We stopped at foreign currency risk. Tonight, we shall start our discussion from managing foreign currency . Please, when it comes to network, on anybody. It can come from the lecturer. Point. The more reason I try to ask if you can hear me. If a particular student is complaining,
we can hear you. We can hear you, sir.
Thank you. I can see messages. The audio is not clear. That student needs to check his own points. All right, let's go on with the class.
Mr. Shiwaju, you are breaking a lot. So I don't know if it's your network or you're not taking gaps. So the guy
I'm not breaking. Anytime there's a break, it is network.
Well,
but
is that clear?
It seems to be very clear.
Whenever it's speaking, but it goes
it
off.
seems to be very clear to every one of us. It is only your network that is.
No.
Let me repeat my points.
I'm not the one that has been complaining. But
he's not the only one that is not hearing. He's also breaking on my end.
It's also breaking on my end.
It's not the only one, no, it's also breaking from my end.
So I'm sure it's not his network. Maybe he's not taking break.
Myself, I'm hardly hearing him.
If it is breaking, I will repeat the points. Network can come from any point. It could be from me. It could be from all of us. If all of us are NTN, our location can have issue. The best we could do is to manage the class. If you shut down this class, it won't change the exam period. I've come to some facts with myself. So let's get back to this class. Foreign currency risk. There are two categories of measures. There are two categories of measures that can be used to manage foreign currency risk. The first category, internal measures, internal techniques, otherwise non-financial measures. The internal measures is otherwise known as the non-financial measures. They include one, leading and lagging. To lead, leading means making payments early, before the end of the credit period allowed. Lagging means making payments as late as possible. Possibly delaying payments longer than the period allowed. Leading or lagging might be used by company to protect itself against exchange rate volatility. Leading was a network glitch. We go back to leading. The purpose of leading is to pay early in a foreign currency that is expected to rise in value. If you expect dollar to rise in price at future period, and you need to make payments in dollars, and you are expecting that price of dollar will rise in the future, you can make your payments early now, so as to avoid paying higher price at future period. In that case, you are leading. The purpose of lagging is to delay payments as long as possible in a currency that is expected to fall in value. Assuming you expect the price of dollar to fall at future period, and you are to make payments in dollars, you are going to delay that payment to that future period so that the naira amount you spent to buy dollar will be low. In that case, you are lagging. The problem with this method is how to predict the movement of the exchange rate. The limitation with this method is ability to guess or predict the movements of the exchange rate. Will dollar rise in the future or will dollar fall in the future? If it is possible to predict, then you can either lead or lag. For those that operate in the foreign, they can predict the movement of the exchange rate. Number 2 method, netting. Netting, what is netting? How can we use this to hedge? Please, when you use the word hedge means protect yourself, defend yourself. When you say you are hedging, you are protecting yourself against unwanted situation. Now, netting. Netting involves netting off future foreign payments against future foreign receipts. The word netting, it means to net off expected future receipts in a foreign currency against expected future payments in the same foreign currency. You are using your foreign receipts to net off some provided both the receipts and the payments are in the same currency. Provided both the foreign receipts and the foreign payments are in the same foreign currency. The extent to which foreign receipts can net off foreign payments represents the level of risk eliminated. The extent to which your foreign receipts can match your foreign payments shows the amount of foreign exchange rate that is eliminated. For example, our company based in Nigeria, we are to make payments in dollars, 30 million US dollar in 3 months' time. We need to pay our supplier in China 30 million US dollar. At the same time, our customers in US, our customers in South Africa is to pay us. We are expecting inflows from our in dollars, $20 million. Both transactions are in dollars. You can do net off. You are going to use your 20 million US dollar, the foreign receipts. When you receive this cash, you won't convert to Naira. You are going to use it to net off your foreign payments, thereby reducing your exposure to $10 million. The extent to which you can use your foreign receipts to offset your foreign payments shows the amount of risk eliminated. That is netting. So company will plan their strategy in such a way that your foreign receipts will match your foreign payments. In that case, you don't need to go and be buying dollar. Number 3 method, invoice in home currency. That is, quote your invoice in your local currency. You know, you are trying to avoid exchange rate fluctuation. Your currency is Naira, and you want to avoid exchange rate volatility. Because if the exchange rate is unstable, that can affect your Naira. To avoid this, quote your invoice in your local currency. Assuming you export produce to US, your customer in US, you have exported your products, your agricultural products, to your customer in US. If you are to quote your invoice, you are going to quote that invoice in Naira. Your customer in US will now need to look for Naira and pay you. In that case, you have avoided, you have eliminated exchange rate risk. Provided the other party accept the terms and conditions. Just quote your invoice in your local currency, your home currency. That will help you to avoid exchange rate risk. Number 4, under internal measures. Number 4, do nothing. Do nothing. That is, don't take any action. Do nothing means do not take any actions to protect yourself. When it comes to foreign currency risk, you can decide not to do anything. The company involved in international buying and selling can decide not to take any action, to hedge. A company involved in international buying and selling can decide not to take any action to hedge foreign currency risk. It is believed that some foreign transaction will result in exchange gain, while some will result in exchange loss. It is believed that some of these foreign transactions, you are going to make a gain, exchange gain. At times, the exchange rate will favor you. At times, the exchange rate will be against you. At the end of the period, you are going to use your gain to cancel out your loss. So you can decide not to do anything. Lastly, matching. Matching is closely similar to netting. A company can reduce or eliminate its foreign currency exposure. You can reduce or remove foreign currency risk exposure by matching your foreign receipts with your foreign payments in the same currency. By matching, a company can offset its receivables and payables in the same foreign currency. Matching simply involves a company offsetting its foreign receivables and foreign payables in terms of amounts and appropriate maturity. You can do matching. You are going to match the timing of your foreign payments with the timing of your foreign receipts. You can use this method to minimize foreign currency exposure. All right. We have explained internal measures. That is the non-financial measures. Please note, examiner can ask you, explain non-financial measures. The non-financial measures of foreign currency risk. So you are going to pick this 5 and explain to the examiner. Now the second category. This is where calculation will come now. External measures. These are financial measures. They involve financial calculation. Under the external measures, we have 1, forward exchange contracts, also known as the forward market. The forward exchange contract is a contract between two parties. The forward exchange contract is a contract between two parties to buy or sell foreign currency at a particular exchange rate. On a particular future date. I'll take that again. I will take that again. Forward exchange contract is a contract between two parties to buy or sell a particular foreign currency at a particular exchange rate on a particular future date. The exchange rate is fixed.
Come, has it gone? Has it gone away?
He gone away. He not gone away. His network pushed him away.
I think the network.
Has it gone away?
Has it gone away? Because I'm not hearing it again. I'm thinking
His
it's only my
network.
way.
He has a network glitch. Are you there, sir?
He's
It's
back.
not there.
A
Yeah,
network.
It's not there.
Francis,
Francis, how you doing?
Who are you calling Francis? Don't be Francis by name. I need to be
I
Francis.
seen our Francis.
No,
Elsla. Wait till the work.
West like donkey. West like donkey.
Don't mind her.
I should have told you now.
Guys,
Excellent.
let me do this class.
Who is
Please, I'm
calling me?
sleeping.
Hi.
Hi, my love. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? How's
You
work
sure
today?
for me, Elsla? I don't know who they talk.
Now, wow. You
I
don't
know
know,
who's
I
talking,
swear.
though. I know who's talking.
Yeah.
Who is talking?
Mommy that dropped at Kenaland.
Is it Kenaland?
Finland. Oh,
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone.
Kenaland.
This estate
please
close to my
mute
house.
your mic.
People should
Wait,
keep
is that
quiet.
not class governor?
You should. Mama is like Mama is talking. People are making noises.
Guys, can we just go to bed, please?
No,
Go to
please.
bed.
Francis.
Exam is less than a month to Abego.
Francis,
No kill you.
Francis, we're not here.
Relax. There is May diet in November diet. You can still write. Don't be afraid.
No,
Who is
serious.
talking at?
You could like
Enoch, relax.
Now
and
you
then
won't
you know
use that
this
and do
one
going
that will not do
concern
this
now.
night,
Me,
that
I
will make
won't
people to
finish
fail.
it. Miss up now.
Enoch, you have a month plus.
Please, who is talking? Who is talking? I want to know who is talking. Before you talk, identify your name.
If now they give me 1 month plus now, you know say you don't get
Esla,
institute. Me, I
Esla,
can
Anya,
register
are
under
you
you.
going to write this diet? Are you sure? Esla, you can leave. Don't allow Enoch and Efe pressure you.
Tom, why
Wait,
came again? I'm moving between the air and
oh,
the voice.
beg, give
Who is
away.
talking?
Stop
If
that.
how
Don't
are
be speaking
you?
that here.
All right,
I'm
everybody
good.
keep quiet. Oga has come back.
Don't be speaking that here.
We are back, sir. We are here, sir.
Please, can we mute? All right. So, in summary, your forward contract allows you to have an exchange rate that your forward contract allows you to have an exchange rate today that you can use for your future transaction. Regardless of spot rates at future. That rate that was agreed today will be used for that future transaction. That means if you go into forward exchange contract, you can obtain an exchange rate for your future payments or your future receipts. Assuming I'm to make payments in dollars in 3 months, I can approach my bank today. So I will approach my bank today to obtain an exchange rate today for the payment I'm going to make in dollars in 3 months' time. Once the agreement is sealed and signed, that rate becomes binding on the future transaction. That means as of today, you can determine the naira amount needed for your future payments in dollars. In other words, you have removed uncertainty. You have been able to use your forward contract to hedge against exchange rate fluctuation. Number 2 method. Money market hedge. Money market hedge is an instrument that can be used to hedge against foreign currency risk. Money market hedge is an instrument that can be used to hedge foreign currency risk. It involves borrowing or lending on short-term basis. It involves borrowing or lending on short-term basis in the international money market. So fix the effective exchange rate now. Please listen to that. Money market hedging involves borrowing or lending. Meaning that if you are to hedge with money market, it is either you are borrowing or you are lending. Borrow money to hedge, or you are going to place investments to hedge. by borrow let's continue. So to summarize money market edge, you are either borrowing or you are lending. Assuming you have to make payments in foreign currency at a future period, you have to make payments in foreign currency, say dollar. You want to make payments in dollars in 3 months' time. Today, you can approach your bank to place investment in dollar. Deposit an amount in dollar today with your bank. The amount deposited plus the interest you are going to receive on your deposits must equal to the amount of dollar you want to pay in 3 months' time. I need to make a payment of $30 million in 3 months' time. I will now approach my bank today. That look, I need to deposit an amount in dollar today. The amount I'm going to deposit in dollar plus the interest I'm going to receive on my deposit equal to $30 million in 3 months' time. Bank will now tell that, okay, you need to deposit this amount of money. Maybe deposit $29.5 million today. It will grow to $30 million in 3 months. By placing that deposit, you have hedged that, okay, I've placed deposit in dollar. When your deposit mature in 3 months, you liquidate your deposit, collect your $30 million, then use it to make your payments in dollars. That's all. So you have deposited an amount in dollar today. The amount will grow to 30 million in 3 months' time. Then when you get to 3 months, liquidate your deposit, collect the amount in dollars, then go and make your payments in dollars. You have hedge. That is for payments. Assuming you are expecting inflows in dollars. My company is based in Nigeria. I'm expecting 50 million US dollar in 6 months' time. $60 million US dollar in 6 months' time. And I want to hedge that transaction with money markets. I will now approach my bank today. I will now tell my bank that, look, I want to borrow money. Since I'm expecting 60 million, Let me borrow money in dollar now. The amount I'm going to borrow plus the interest I'm expecting $60 million in 6 months' time. So the bank will give you a loan. When you get to 6 months, when you receive to repay the amount borrowed plus the interest payable, that's it to the matter. That is money market hedge. Any question, please?
Yes, sir.
Any
Can you please
question,
explain the
please?
borrowing part? Yes, sir. Can you please explain the borrowing
Okay, the
part again,
borrowing
please?
part.
Yes, sir.
The borrowing part. Okay, let me explain small. But we are still going to use question. You are based in Nigeria and you are expecting $10 million in 6 months. You are very sure that in 6 months' time, instead of waiting for a loan in dollar, that is borrow money in dollar, the bank will now ask you, how will you pay back? I'm expecting an inflow of $10 million in 6 months. Oh, the bank will say, okay, that I've exported my products to US. My customer will pay me in 6 months. Bank will now borrow you money in dollars. Definitely, bank will give you less than 10 million. Because the amount the bank will go, the amount of borrowing plus the interest payable on your borrowing must equal to that 10 million you are expecting. So bank might probably borrow you $9,500,000, $9.5 million. Today, you now convert that amount to your naira. You have gotten your dollar. You have borrowed money. You are borrowing against the money you are expecting now. Since I'm expecting money, I can borrow money against my money I'm expecting. Like some people do. They borrow money against their salary. Although it's not good though. Except if it is extremely important. And there's no alternative. Some take a loan against their salary. They are very sure that their company will pay them maybe every 25th. That's okay. They will not take a borrowing. When they get their salary, what do? They pay the borrowing with the interest. That is how it works. When we get to explain more, let us put although we still have a few. Wow. Now let's go to question. That question shared. The question shared on the WhatsApp group. That was the question tested last night. So if you are looking for the question, you can check the group chat. The question is also available here. Yeah, this is the question. All right, please, let us listen to this question. Please release that. A merchant in the United Kingdom has agreed to sell goods to an importer in the United States at an invoice price of $150,000. Of this amount, $60,000 will be payable on shipment. $45,000 1 month after shipment, and $45,000 3 months after shipment. The quoted foreign exchange rate dollar per pound at the date of the shipment as follows. Spot rate is given, 1 month rate at the date of the shipment, 3 month rates. The merchant decided to enter into appropriate forward exchange contracts through his bank to hedge this transaction. Requirements A for 3 marks. States the presumed advantages of doing this. Look at that question. The merchant decided to enter into appropriate forward exchange contract. What are the advantages of forward exchange contract? The first point is that it will help you to remove uncertainty. Let's discuss this quickly. Presumed advantage of entering forward contracts. 1, it locks the exchange rates for each receipt. That is, the exchange rate for each of your receipts has been locked. When we say lock, it's fixed. So the merchant knows exactly how many pounds to expect or how many pounds it will receive, thereby removing what? Foreign exchange uncertainty. The first advantage is that it's going to remove uncertainty. And that will allow you to plan with confidence. If you look at this exam, why do we have fears? Because we are not sure what the examiner will text. Anybody writing the exam, we definitely have some level of fears. Nobody is certain as to what the examiner will text on the exam day. Assuming we are able to know the particular topic or the question, we will remove uncertainty. We are not sure. Number 2, it protects profit margin and cash planning. Look at it. It allows you to plan. It protects your profit margin. You are very sure that on this my sales, this is the profit I will get. Because you have hedged, you have removed uncertainty. That protects your profit margin and your cash planning. The method does not involve initial cash outlay. You don't really pay for it. No premium is payable on forward contracts. It's a very straightforward method of hedging. You don't have to pay any premium. It enables a company to avoid adverse currency movements between the time of shipment and the date of receipt. You are shipping your product today. You are getting money in 1 month's time. Your company is based in US. Sorry, your company is based in UK. You ship your products to your customer in US today. The customer will pay you in 1 month's time and in 3 months' time. By using forward contracts, you are able to avoid adverse currency movements. Counterparty certainty, meaning that both parties are certain. Even the bank is certain that this is the rate we are going to use. The customer is certain, the bank is certain. These are the presumed advantages of forward exchange contracts. Any 3 of these will give you your 3 marks. Requirements 2. Calculate in pound sterling the amounts that the merchant will receive. Let's go to this. grammar requirements A2. Now, when you are faced with question on hedging, so if it is possible, get your writing material. Now, when you are to answer calculation question on foreign currency hedging, please try to do analysis first. Look at the analysis. Analysis. The merchants. The merchants is located in UK. Therefore, pound sterling is the local currency. The merchants, that is the company that's located in UK. The customer is located in USA. Therefore, dollar is your foreign currency. Please, you must identify currency and foreign currency. Now let's go to the exchange rate information that we are given. Please look at this. I'll copy this. Let me take it from you. Now look at the information. I'm interested in this very well. Look at what you have. Examiner says dollar per pound sterling, foreign currency per local currency. Please, what is this type of quotation? What type of quotation is this?
Direct.
Foreign currency per one local currency. What type of quotation is this? Okay, the
It's
first
true.
person, Adejare said direct.
It's indirect. It's indirect.
Please, this
It's
is
indirect.
indirect code. Indirect code. foreign currency per local currency. That is indirect cost. But when you have local currency per one foreign currency, that becomes a direct cost. Please, Adejare knows this. Because once you make mistake here, every other thing is zero. Once you fail to identify the quote directly, every other thing is gone. All right? We have the spot rates. We have 1 month rate. That is 1 month forward rate. We have 3 month forward rates. Now let's look at our transaction. We have 3 transactions. Shipments. You are going to get $60 million. 1 month. The company will get $45,000. 3 months. The company will get $45,000. Remember, the company is based in UK. So dollar is foreign. Total transaction, $150,000. This is dollar transaction. Now, rates. On shipments, if you ship it today, you are going to use spot rates. Spot rate is for transaction now. The day we are shipping the products, our merchant based in UK, the same day you ship your products, you are going to get $60,000 immediately. You now need to convert it to your own currency. Remember, the merchant is in UK.
Sorry, sir, please can you repeat that spot rate again? I just control my edge just now. Get what you were saying. So
please can you mute? Please help us check. Let's go on, please. So on shipments, the appropriate rate to you is the spot rate. For that shipment receipts, we are going to use the spot rate. Now look at the spot rate you are giving. You have 1.690 to 1.692. One is low, one is high. The next question to be addressed, are we going to use the low rate, 1.690, or are we going to use the high rate, 1.692? To answer this question correctly, You need to identify the buyer and the seller. For you to answer this question correctly, you need to identify who is the buyer and who is the seller. Imagine you are the merchant. You are based in UK. And you receive $60,000. That means you have the cash with you. You now want to convert it to pound sterling. Pound sterling is your local currency. That means the merchant will sell currency to bank. The merchant will sell dollar to bank. Bank will buy dollar from the merchant. The merchant is the seller. Bank is the buyer. At what rate bank buy? You have direct code.
The bank will buy with credit.
I can't hear. This speaker is your network is failing. I can't.
Can you hear me now, sir?
So maybe you just. Please, at what rate the bank buy if you are giving indirect code? The class is silent.
Please, the question again.
If you are giving indirect code, what rate would be? Bank will buy high rates. Bank will buy at the high rate. In this case, you are going to pick 1.692. That is the rate at which bank will buy dollar. Because we are dealing with indirect code. One month, the merchant will receive $45,000. In that case, we are going to use, you cannot use spot rate. You are going to use 1 month forward rate. Again, you are giving a low rate and high rate. Bank will receive merchant will receive $45,000. The merchant will be selling to bank dollar. Bank will buy dollar. Giving indirect code, bank will buy at the higher rate. For the 1 month receipt, you are going to use 1.690. For 3 month receipts, you have 1.680 to 1.684. In 3 months' time, Our merchant in UK will receive $45,000. The merchant will sell dollar to bank. Bank will buy dollar from merchant. Bank will buy at the higher rate, giving indirect quote. These 3 months, 1.684. So you are going to pick the rate for the appropriate time and the appropriate value. Is it high or low? Please, and please, hedging is an integral part of FA. You have gotten the rate. $60,000 will be converted to pounds at 1.692. Pound sterling amount. Examiner say, give us the pound sterling amount. Pound sterling. We want to convert $60,000 at a rate of 1.692. Are you going to multiply or divide?
Divide.
I'm going to divide.
Okay. Now let me explain it. Although you are correct. If you are giving indirect quote, if you are giving indirect quote, and you want to convert foreign currency to your local currency, you are going to divide. Provided the quote is indirect. But if you are giving direct quotes and you want to convert foreign currency, to local currency, in that case, you are going to multiply. So because we are giving indirect quotes, we are going to divide. You can put the sign here. Divide, divide, divide. Divide 60,000 by 1.692. The dollar pound sterling amount I have, please hold on, Tope. 35,461.
460.
Approximately. Yes, let me talk about your question. Next, 45,000 divided by 1.960. Pound sterling amount 26,627 approximately. Let me talk about your question. The last one, 45 divided by 0.84. Pound sterling amount, 26,722. Please sum up. $26,627 plus 35,461. Total amount 88,810. This is the pound sterling amount the merchant will receive from the transaction. You are done with A Roma figure 2. So look at it. Calculate in pound sterling the amount that the merchant will receive. You have calculated the amount the merchant will receive. I don't know, Tim Topper is not there again. Maybe he has network glitch. A Roma figure C. Examiner says comments with insights, comment with insights on the wisdom of hedging in this instance. Assuming that the spot rates on the date of receipt of the 2 installments of $45,000 were as follows. First installment, this is the spot rate, 1.694 to 1.696. Second installment, the spot rate is 1.700, 1.704. Let's try to explain this. The merchant has hedged. We'll explain that later. How do we know the rate to use? The merchant has hedged with forward contracts. That means the hedging is binding. Now, examiner says comments with the insight. Assuming you are aware that in 1 month's time and 2 months and 3 months' time, first installment will come in 1 month. Second installment in 3 months. Assuming the spot rate happens to be this, what will be your pounds receipt? Because you have hedged, your pounds receipt is guaranteed. Assuming you have not hedged, assuming we have not hedged, that means the first installment, we are going to use the spot rate on the date of the first installment. If you have not hedged, we are going to use the spot rate on the date of the second installment. now want to see, assuming we have not hedged, what is the pound receipt this merchant will get? Look at it, please. We shall answer your question. Lucky girl. We are going to answer your question. Let me copy this first. Let me copy this closer to the question, to the solution. Okay. I'll place this here. We now come to the transaction. We have shipments. On shipments, the merchant will get $60,000. Appropriate rate 1.692. Dollar amount 35,461. This is on shipment. Spot trade must apply. 1 month's time, the merchant will get 45,000. Now, rates. So the question Lucky Girl asks, how do we know the rate to select? There are two things you are going to consider. One is the type of quotation you are giving. Examiner says dollar per pounds, foreign currency per local currency. We are giving indirect quotes. So I'm trying to answer your question, Lucky Girl. To know the rate to select, there are two things you must answer. One is the type of quotation you are giving. There are two types of quotation. When you are giving foreign currency per local currency, that is indirect quote. If you are giving local currency per foreign currency, that is direct quote. For this question specifically, we are giving indirect quote. For this question, specifically, we are giving direct quotes. Now, assuming we have not hedged, the first installment, we are going to use the spot rates on the first installment. The spot rates are the date of the first installment. This is the spot rate at the date of the first installment. This is the spot rate at the date of the second installment. Now, one rate is low, one rate is high. You must pick one. The second thing to address, identify the buyer and the seller. Your company based, a merchant based in UK, we collect $45,000 in 1 month's time. Assuming you are the merchant, you are expecting $45,000 and you are based in UK. So you, dollar is foreign. Your local currency is pound sterling. This is an error. Should be pounds. Pounds sterling. So the merchant will sell dollar to bank. Bank will buy dollar from the merchant. If you are giving indirect quotes, bank will buy at the higher rates. So you are going to pick 1.696. Spot rates in 1 month's time. Second installment, 3 months' time. You are going to pick the higher rate again. The merchant will receive another $45,000. 1.704. You now want to convert foreign currency, dollar, to your local currency, pound sterling, and you are giving in direct quotes. You are going to divide the foreign currency amount by the rate. That will give you your local currency amount. 45,000 divided by 1.696. Here you have Adewoye, please don't touch my screen again. 26,533. $45,000 divided by 1.704. Mr. Adewoye, please can you avoid touching my screen? $26,408. Now sum up total dollar. Yeah, total dollar here 150. Total pounds 35,461 plus 26,533 plus 26,408. Total pounds 88,402. Assuming we have not hedged with forward contract, our total pounds will have been this. Now compare the two. If you hedge, you are going to get 88 801. Edge receipts in pound sterling 88,801. On edge receipts pound sterling 88,402. Which one is better? It is better to hedge. Exchange gain as a result of hedging with forward contract. What is the exchange gain? The difference.
$408.
08. This is called exchange gain as a result of hedging with forward exchange contracts. Because the merchant has hedged, merchant is able to make a gain of a marginal gain of 408 pounds. If the merchant has not hedged, the merchant will have lose 408 pounds sterling due to exchange rate fluctuation. Done with requirements. Is Temitope back now? All right. Describe how foreign exchange transactions using futures would differ from those assumed in Part A above. That is our currency futures. We have not explained that before. We explained forward exchange contracts, we explain money market hedging. We see have futures contract hedging. We can explain this to random. We can explain this to round up the class.
Mr. Asuraju, good evening, sir. Can you take a question?
Why not?
Okay. So this hedging now, say for if I have international salary from overseas, and can I hedge that salary as to, like, against the naira? I want to say, like, maybe I'm collecting salary from the UK now, and my salary comes in, say, 20 days time. Can I hedge that here in local currency here in Nigeria?
Why not?
So it works in that aspect as well.
Of anything that has to do with foreign receipts or payments at a future period. You are based in Nigeria and you work for Nigeria now. However, you are working for a company based in US. So maybe you work on an online basis. Your salary will come in a month's time. You can hedge, of course. Because when your salary comes in dollar, you need to convert it to naira, is that not? When you get that salary in dollars, for you to use that money in Nigeria, you must convert the dollar to naira. Hence, you can take a hedge against your salary. Is that better, please?
Yep.
All right, let's round up this. Now, if you recall, when we look at external measures, we have only explained the first two. Under the external measures, you have 5. You have the forward exchange contracts. You have the money market hedging. The third one is currency futures contracts. The third one is currency futures contracts. How does this contract work? The currency futures contracts is a contract between two parties to buy or sell a specified amount of foreign currency. At a particular exchange rate on a particular future date. The currency futures contract, a contract between two parties to buy or sell a particular foreign currency particular exchange rate on a particular future date. The currency futures transactions are standardized. The currency futures transaction are standardized contracts of a fixed amount of money. Currency futures transactions are standardized contracts of a fixed amount of money. These contracts are available only in limited currencies. These contracts are available only in limited currencies and for a limited forward time period. The currencies that can operate at this market, the currencies, let me take you back to that place. The currencies that can operate in this market, that is the currency futures market, are 7 currencies. There are only 7 currencies that can operate in this market. What are these currencies? United States dollar, United States dollar, Canadian dollar, number 1 United States dollar, 2 Canadian dollar, 3 Australian dollar, 4 British pound sterling, 5 euro, 6 Japanese yen, 7 CHF, Switzerland currency. There are 7 currencies that can operate as futures contract market. United States dollar, Canadian dollar, Australian dollar, British pound sterling, euro, Japanese yen, and CHF. And we said this market, the contracts are standardized. The future standardized in terms of size, duration, and term. When you say standardized, you can have 1 contract, 2 contracts, 3 contracts, but you cannot have 3.5. There is no fraction. You must do whole number. Futures contracts are standardized. Unlike forward contracts are over-the-counter over-the-counter contracts. Forward contracts are OTC, over-the-counter contracts, and can be tailored to meet the exact amount and date. Can be designed to meet the precise requirement of the company. But when it comes to futures contracts, it's standardized. Hence, currency futures contracts can give rise to over-hedging or under-hedging. It can give rise to over-hedging or under-hedging. Lastly, futures contracts are tradable. Futures are exchange tradable. They can be traded. If circumstances changes, the hedge can be removed and you can trade it. At this market, at the futures market, currency can be bought or sold in exchange for dollar. At the futures market, you can buy currencies or sell currency in exchange for dollar. Meaning that if you are planning to, if you are buying pound sterling, you are going to buy pound sterling in exchange for dollar. If you are selling pound sterling, you are going to sell pound sterling in exchange for dollar. If you are buying euro, you are going to buy euro in exchange for dollar. All currencies are benchmarked against dollar. Don't forget, only 7 currencies can operate here. Naira cannot operate in this market. Naira is not permitted. In fact, no African currency is allowed to operate at currency futures markets. Only 7 currencies in the world can operate in this market. Please, just 1 minute. Please just give me 1 minute. I will be back. We shall round up currency futures contracts. Let me quickly add, at this level, examiner can ask you question on calculation question on forward contracts. He can ask you calculation question on money markets. But for futures contracts, examiner is not likely to ask you calculation question at this level now. But it can ask you theoretical question. If you are talking of currency futures contracts, what are the things you need to know? 1, the contract is standardized in terms of size, and duration. It must be a standard contract. When we say standard, you can do 1 contract, 2 contracts, 3 contracts. You cannot do 3.5. You cannot do 10.5. You cannot do fraction. Your duration is always 3 months. For futures contracts, it's always 3 months. We have March contracts, that is from January to March. That will mature in March. We have June contracts, April, May, June, 3 months. We have September contracts from July, August, September. We have December contracts. The duration of this contract is 3 months. Then you must also know that currency futures are tradable. You can buy and sell. You must also know that hedging with currency futures can give rise to over-hedging or under-hedging. Then lastly, only 7 currencies in the world are recognized in this market. Lastly, only 7 currencies in the world are recognized at the currency futures market. What are the currencies? United States dollar, Canadian dollar, Australian dollar, British pound sterling, Japanese yen, euro, and CHF. Lastly, this method can give rise to basis risk. Where the contract size or delivery month do not match, there could be basis risk. These are the things you need to know if you are asked to explain currency futures. Number 4, you have currency options. Let's try to finish it today. Currency options. Just 1 minute. Let me do something quickly. My desktop. Currency options. These are contracts that can be used to hedge. Currency options are contracts that can be used to hedge against adverse exchange rate movements. It can be used to hedge against adverse exchange rate movement. At the same time, it allows the company to take advantage of favorable movement in exchange rates. I'm trying to do something to help the class. Okay? I'll put this here. I'm trying to do something to help the class. So you have it here after the class. All the currency I've mentioned is there. Take this. Currency option, let me copy. Okay, more. All right. If you look at your screen, we have added something to it. Look at it. Currency option. Currency option can be used to hedge the company against adverse movement in exchange rates, while at the same time, it allows the company to take advantage of favorable movement in exchange rates. Currency options. You can use it to hedge against adverse movement in exchange rates. At the same time, it allows you the opportunity to take advantage of favorable movement in exchange rates. This is not possible with forward contracts or future contracts. If you hedge with forward contracts, you cannot take advantage when you hedge. The hedging is binding. You can take advantage of favorable movement in exchange rates. If you hedge with futures contracts, that hedging is binding. You can take advantage of favorable movement in exchange rates. But if you hedge with currency option, it's an option, not an obligation. The hedge is not binding. You are going to use the hedge. You are going to hedge if there is adverse fluctuation in exchange rates. You are going to protect yourself. But if the exchange rate is favorable, you are going to abandon the option. You are going to take advantage of favorable movement in exchange rates. Therefore, because of these benefits, because of this advantage, hedging with currency option is more expensive than hedging with forward or future contracts. Note, there are two types of currency option. We have over-the-counter currency option, and we have exchange traded currency option. You have over-the-counter currency option. Over-the-counter currency option is like forward contracts. They can be tailor-made to fit companies' precise requirements. over the counter currency option. It's like forward contract. This option can be tailor-made to meet the precise requirement of the company. Your exchange traded currency option are similar in many ways to futures contracts. They are available only in limited range of currencies. The 7 currencies, limited range of foreign currencies. What are these currencies? United States dollars, Canadian dollar, Australian dollar, British pound sterling, euro, Japanese yen, and CHF, with a standard amount of money per contract. The contract are standardized and with a limited range of forward time period. The contract is for 3 months. Lastly, you have currency swap, foreign exchange swap. Like I said, examiner can ask you to explain. Just try and read it. And first, when you get to final, we are going to do calculation. Swap. That is foreign currency swap. Foreign currency swap. In a foreign currency swap, 2 parties agree to swap equivalent amount of foreign currency for a period and reswap them at the end of the period at an agreed swap rate. The swap rate and the amount of foreign currency is agreed between the parties in advance. Assuming I place the investment in South Africa for 5 years, a capital project, investment in South Africa. I'm going to invest money in year 0 in South African currency. I expect inflows in year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5. I can go into forex swap to swap Naira to Rand at an agreed swap rate. At the commencement of my investment, I'm going to swap my Naira to Rand at a swap rate agreed. I will now place the investments in South Africa. Year 1, I'm going to get inflow, cash inflow in Rand. I can now swap back rand to naira at the same agreed swap rate. This is similar to forward rate, but it is used for long-term foreign transaction. Forex swap is similar to forward contracts, but it is used for long-term transaction. Currency swap is an agreement between two counterparties. Currency swap is an agreement between two counterparties to swap equivalent amount of foreign currency. To swap equivalent amount of foreign currency. Or to swap a principal amount of loan in one currency to another currency. You are swapping the principal and the interest in one currency to another principal and interest in another currency. Let me illustrate this briefly. Let me illustrate this briefly. Assuming you borrow money in dollar and you have to pay back in three years' time. You borrow money in dollar, interest 5%, payable in dollars. You have to repay the loan in 3 months. You can go into currency swap. You can transfer the dollar loan to central bank. Now collect naira loan from central bank. You transfer your dollar loan to central bank. You now collect naira loan from central bank. When it is time for repayment, you are going to repay naira to central bank. Central bank will repay dollar to your lender. You have swapped. So you can do swapping. You go and borrow money in one currency. When you now get the money, transfer that currency to another party. Collect another loan in another currency. That is the concept of currency swap. All right. We have come to the end of the class. We shall be checking out any question, clarification. For the physical class students, when we meet on Sunday, we shall take more questions to round up the topic on Sunday. If there's no questions, let's have a blessed evening. Good night. May God give us a better understanding